My name is Chelsea, and I'll be doing a presentation about stereotyping. I grew up being really affected by this, and I've learned a lot of things from doing research throughout this process, and I would like to share some of it. So, according to Saul McLeod, stereotyping is a fixed and overgeneralized belief about a particular group or class of people. And what some people do not understand is there are multiple types of stereotyping. A few may include negative, which are the most common, positive, which happen and some people might not even know it. There are gender stereotypes, and there is also racial stereotypes, and I have a visual aid here just listing the different types of stereotypes. For example, for the gender, of 44% of women who have moved to a different job after they have announced that they were pregnant, only half were consulted about it, and only 33% reported that they had a conversation with their line managers about maintaining contact through pregnancy. And most of them felt very offended by this because they felt like they were being treated differently after that, because they said that their managers felt like they weren't capable of doing the work because of that, or they felt like they needed to be protected. For the racial stereotypes, people may see say where I live, a lot of people they have a lot of homeless people, and we see a lot of people walking up and down the roads, and some of those are more of one race than the other. And some people might be in their cars and see them walking and feel threatened, or that the people may cause danger to them. So they feel like people of that race is dangerous due to actions of people from the same race. For negative stereotypes, they mainly are your first impressions of people, and these typically aren't always the same concept that you might have after you actually meet the people and genuinely become acquaintances or friends or whatever you want to call it. But there's also positive stereotypes. For example, people may say sober as a judge, meaning you have respectable characteristics to a judge, and say overweight people might be called jolly. It's just, they don't mean anything by this, but in a good way. So a judge is seen as a respectable person, and so they might call you sober as a judge to compare you to someone at the same respectability. Where a stereotype comes from is mainly children learn this from a young age, and that is because they learn these things from their parents or teachers, anyone that they have seen out in any form of socialization. And as I grew up, I have seen this firsthand. I play sports, as you can see. I currently play in a slow pitch softball league, and I play in women's league and co-ed. And in co-ed, it becomes very aggravating because they think since I'm a girl that I can't hit it as far as them, and so they tend to scoot closer. Well, this makes me very angry, and others as well that I know of, and it makes us really just aggravated. So we confronted one of the head people in the league, and during one of our tournaments, we made it where there was a baseline where the outfielders could not come in closer than that line to give everyone a fair shot and not to give anyone any more advantages, like give the guys advantages, because people think, no, they can hit farther for some people, and some people they cannot. So, needless to say, stereotypes can come from anywhere, really. It's growing up, you may learn from those people you hang out with as you grow up, or just people that you work with. It can affect you anywhere you go, and it affects everyone's life differently. And people need to learn how their actions can affect many other people. And as a young American, I want to find a way to fix this or help improve it. So, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
How can we fix it?
She asked how we can fix this. I feel like we can fix this by teaching kids at a younger age to have a positive outlook on things, and not judge a book by its cover, as people say, because just because of how someone looks, they might not mean the same way that other people may. Like, for example, like people of a certain race, like they might have a history of being dangerous because of someone that same race did something of that sort past years or something like that. So, like, say there might be a person walking along the road, like I said before, people may feel threatened or something, so they might lock their doors. And they'd be like, oh my god, I'm scared, like this guy's kind of breaking my car. But really, it's just because someone of that same race did something that was in a bad nature a couple months, years, whatever you want to say. And I think that people just need to learn that to not judge a book by its cover, because some people say tattoos are ugly or whatever, or they might feel threatened by them or something. But some people with tattoos have been the nicest people I've ever met. So, I would just like to thank you for taking the time and listening to my presentation about stereotyping. If you have any more questions, just let me know, and hope to see you again.